Good evening, guys. Lights up, mics up. Let's get them likes up. Hit that subscribe. How you guys doing this evening? We're having a late one. We are having a late one, guys. How's everybody looking? Sarah Wong, I see you. Nikki, Black Hummingbird, Elevated Gamer, Homebody. How you guys doing? Jesse, the whole mess, right? Poet. Who else in the building? Diego. All right. Queen B. Listen, we going to have fun with this one. Raphael, Big Bone Dre. All right. Let me see who else in the building. How we doing? Joyce, how you doing? Listen, we going to have fun with this one. Sometimes we just going to kick back. Everything ain't got to be doing too much. Okay? Water in my cup. Salute to those that's in the building, in the chat. How we doing? The internet sucks generally, but YouTube has a great hip-hop community. That is a fact. Elevated Gamer. Homebody in the building. Listen, I don't know if you guys know, but Kendrick is doing something really cool. He's coming out with a movie, and it's been pushed back a couple times, but it's looking like it's starting to grow some legs. And we're about to get a very interesting concept. I don't know if you guys, if you're paying attention, somebody in the chat could tell me, what do they call that style of film? I'm not sure if it's going to be that style of film, the Atlanta vibe, the Get Out vibe, that neo black, I believe. I'm not sure what it's called. Someone in the chat can help me. I'm not sure if it's going to be similar to that style of film. But Dot is working on a film. Kimberly in Detroit. Hey now, hey now, hey now. Tamila, Jinx, Tiff, HHSB. What's good, bro? How you doing, gang? Good to see you. Kendrick is doing something special. And I saw your video too, bro. Good work. Kendrick is doing something special, gang, and we're going to talk about it. I want to, yep, Big Kish, I saw his too. Right? Big Kish, HHSB. It was a lot of good creators with a lot of talking about this movie, right? And inspired me to talk about it. Dark comedy with truth, right? Hummingbird said, I want Kendrick to produce a documentary about the battle. Okay. Drake comedy is what they calling it. Okay, sure. But I want to talk about this movie because I feel like it's going to be wild. The premise. Now, the movie's called Whitney Springs, right? And they've been pretty secretive about it. But it has gotten pushed back a couple times. And Chilling with Moni covered it a few months ago. She talked about the pushback, but it looks like it's getting closer to being released. Okay, so we're going to talk about the whole thing, and we're going to get into. I want to play this video by the homie Geek About It, right? I believe that's his name. And I want to just get more. I want us to together. We're going to deep dive into this together, right? And find out more about it. Positively Pepper says satirical. There's a name for it, and I'll figure it out in a few minutes. But it's for the black movies that they've been coming out with. It's like a black horror type of thing, and this sounds like this is going to be right in that lane. Okay, the lane where it was a movie came a few months ago where she was a chef and she got called to go. It was something where she's trying to open up a restaurant. It's a lot going on. I'm going to find out the name of that style of genre that a lot of the movies are starting to, the black films are starting to emulate. Not emulate, but they're reciprocating it and making it a real thing. Someone knows what that style of movie is. All right, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna pick it up while we watch this thing. But I'm going to talk about the movie first. The premise of this upcoming musical comedy, right? I didn't know it was a musical comedy. Whitney Springs follows a young black man interning as a slave reenactor at a living history museum. The core conflict is sparked when he discovers that his white girlfriend's ancestors actually owned his ancestors, creating an absurdist and thought-provoking dynamic. Gang, that right there that's pretty wild to me. I couldn't have thought of a movie with that kind of concept myself. I mean, I could have thought of it, but I don't think I would have, gang. That's kind of different. And there ain't many people that would get into a situation like that. And I believe I heard Matt Stone and Trey Parker said they were going to be fearless with the writing. So you know that means they're going to go all in, right? But let me continue. Produced by rapper Kendrick Lamar alongside Dave Free and South Park creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker, who also direct. The live-action movie is designed to skewer racism through a music-infused satirical lens, okay? So let me get a little more information, and then we're going to get into the video that's going to break down even more about the situation. But when you watch the clip, you're going to see that a lot of people, a lot of well-known actors gave, you're right, HSSB, you're right. I hope it's not a musical though, I get it. But a lot of well-known actors are saying that Kendrick is really serious about his acting. They're saying that he really is doing the work. We saw him on that picture that I use right there is from Power. When he was on Power, hey Poppy, Pop, he was on Power. I can't remember his name from Power, but he played that character, and I thought he did a good job because he wasn't trying to hold back and be a rapper doing an actor. He was doing a role, and he asked for that role, right? So he was playing a drug addict, a Hispanic drug addict, sounded like on the street in that episode of Power, and I thought he didn't hold back. I thought he did a very good job, right? So now he's going to bring that energy into this role. I don't know the character's name yet. They haven't said that, but let me continue with what's going on. It is co-produced by Parker and longtime creative collaborator Matt Stone through Park County, along with Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free through PGLang. So both companies are co-producing it. Principal photography began in October 2024. Gang, they've been working on this for a while. The film is set to be released by Paramount Pictures in the United States. The film would depict the past and present coming to a head when a young black man who was interning as a slave reenactor at a living history museum discovers that his white girlfriend ancestors are white. Trey Parker and Matt Stone have worked with Vernon Chatman on their animated sitcom South Park since 2001. In addition to serving as a producer and writing consultant for the series, Chatman has voiced the anthropomorphic recurring character Towelie since the character's titular episodic debut. The film will mark the first theatrical collaboration and second overall between Parker, Stone, Kendrick, and Dave Free. Parker and Stone developed the deep fakes used in the music video for Lamar's promotional single, The Heart Part 5. Through their artificial intelligence startup, Deep Voodoo. The film will also mark the first feature film to be produced through PGLang, Lamar and Free's creative company. So they're doing this through PGLang. This is their first movie. All right, so let me see. I'm going to get that style of film for you guys because I know it, but I don't know the name of it, right? Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Because it's a particular name and it's not hard, but I just don't remember. I got it. Give me a second, gang. Maybe somebody already said it in the chat. Maybe somebody already said it in the chat. Neo-realism, social realism, neo-realism. They have a new word they're using for it. They do not use a uniform, instead of like a vast diverse range of genres shaped by, I can't remember what it is, but, and they're not helping me. Hold up. They're not helping me with, we're going to figure it out at another time. But I know that they have a new name for it. And it's just like how they filmed Atlanta and this, that, and the third. So I don't know if this movie is going to resemble that, right? I don't know if it's going to resemble that kind of dark horror where it's unrealistic like that. It's realistic, but it's not like the movie where she was from this time and then she kept going back to slavery time. stuff like that where it's surreal. I don't know if that's what they're doing, right? Hummingbird, I don't know if PGLang has a studio somewhere or not. I have no idea. Toy, you're not late. We just getting started. Let me see. Before I play the clip, and I'm going to be stopping and reacting to it, but we're just going to have some fun. I want to react and talk about this movie and learn with you guys, right? This is the clip. I'll blow it up. All right. And we're going to just get into it. We're going to get into this. Where's my thing, man? Where is my thing? I want to do my thing right here, okay? And I'll be switching here and there. Here and there, all right? But this is by Geek About It, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get it cracking.
Kendrick Lamar and the creators of South Park are about to release the most unhinged movie we've seen in a long time.
We're doing a movie with Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free and their company.
What is the comedy? What's the genre?
I would say comedy.
Comedy.
Yes.
Very funny.
Whitney Springs is a dark comedy from PGLang and the creators of South Park, starring none other than Kendrick Lamar.
He picked a pretty tough character to play for his first character.
Well, he's a genius. He's his own kind of impressive creative force, and he's the real deal for sure.
The film follows a black man who works at a slavery museum and has grown increasingly frustrated with his job, and things only get stranger from there. What's interesting is the story entitled Whitney Springs is inspired by a real place, the Whitney Plantation in Louisiana, which today is a museum dedicated to the history of slavery in America.
Well, about an hour's drive from New Orleans along the Mississippi River sits the Civil War era sugarcane plantation. The Whitney Plantation looms as a stark reminder that our nation was built on of slaves.
Peer into cages where slaves were beaten. Statues of black children stare back at them.
The title has been yet nobody seems to have made this connection. Kendrick's character is hired by the museum to reenact the act of being a slave. Things take an even more uncomfortable turn when he discovers that his white girlfriend's ancestors once owned his. Is also a musical. To which it's taken to make all the delays in the back and forth studio. In the time to break down what this movie is. Until now, spoke to someone who was shot and this movie was going to piss off a lot of people. In fact, these guys are going out their way to ruffle a lot of feathers. But most importantly, their goal was to make a movie that didn't exist until now. They have even developed new technology to help them achieve this. This is Whitney Springs. In 2022, PGLang announced with Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the creators of South Park. It sounded like one of the strangest collaborations imaginable.
Hi, I'm Trey Parker. And I'm Matt Stone. And this here's Old Scratch. Say hi, old fella. We do a show called South Park.
But once you understand who Matt and Trey are and the kind of story the partnership starts to make a lot more sense. What makes Matt Stone and Trey so unique is their complete lack of fear when it comes to their art.
From the time we were just starting, You know, when it was like, hey, you can't do this, this is gonna screw up your career, we'd be like, okay. And we'd be like, well, okay, we're gonna do that anyway. When you're doing this kind of stuff, you have to be fearless. We're not gonna be afraid of anyone.
Their mindset is very similar to PGLang, which is to make things that always push the envelope. Projects that go against the grain.
A lot of the stuff, the subject matter we've tackled, the way we found ourselves there is simply by trying to do something that no one else has touched. And so we're like, well, there's a reason why people haven't touched that. And we're like, oh, really? Because we want to go do jokes that other people haven't done, you know?
Are there lines that you won't cross?
No. I don't, yeah, we haven't found one yet.
There's making fun of everyone and everything.
Yeah, I like fish sticks. You like to put fish dicks in your mouth. Yeah. You're a gay fish. All right, that does it. I'm gonna kick your motherfucking ass.
Choke a South Park writer with a fish stick.
Politicians, celebrities, and corporations, and even religions.
South Park's spoof of the Prophet Muhammad is drawing death threats.
Nobody is off limits, and especially not their peers in Hollywood.
Mr. Cruz, you can't just stay in the closet, all right? You need to come out. What's going on? Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet.
Do you set out to piss people off?
Never. We just know we're going to. I mean, deliberate or not, try.
Guys, is it still skipping? Let me know. I don't know why it's doing that. Is it still skipping? Let me see. Let me know in the chat if it's still skipping. We can we can fix this. Let me know if it's still skipping. It should be fine now. All right. Let's keep it pushing.
Parker and Matt Stone have made a career and a fortune taking people down.
What I like about them is behind their jokes, they're always trying to say something meaningful. Like the South Park episode about the NCAA and its legalized slavery with college students.
You know what's getting a lot of traction in the last like maybe 6 months is how f***ed up the NCAA is and how f***ed up it is that players don't get paid in front of like 20 million people and they can't afford to fly their mom to the game.
You have some mighty strong-looking workers here, sir. I'd be willing to offer you $40 for 2 of the white ones and $50 for the blacks.
Are you referring to our student athletes?
Student athletes. Oh, that is brilliant, sir.
Their first full-length project was an X-rated puppet movie called Team America.
Jesus, this is a nice limo.
Yes, it is. Now suck my cock.
Underneath the crazy jokes, they addressed America's war on terrorists post 9/11. This movie pokes fun at America's ignorance.
Did anybody watch that? I watched that. Team America. Let me know in the chat if you watched Team America or their other movie. They're going to say the other movie that they did. Let me know if you are you guys fans of Trey Parker, Trey and Matt. Are you guys fans of those guys? Let me know in the chat. You think this is going to be a good idea? You think it's going to be a good movie? Do you think that this is going to work? Right? We already hope that it's not a musical, but do you think it's going to work? Let me ask you a question. Right? Let me see what's going on in the let's see what's going on in the chat. Hummingbird, the movie was cheesy. That's facts. It was supposed to be though. It was supposed to be cheesy. Let me see. Dundee said classic, right? It is a classic. My husband watched that movie. Miss Rocketty said, I love Team America. Full Auto said, Poet said the America F Yeah song. America F Yeah, right? we took it for granted that it was going to end up really being real. That's actually real at this point. Hummingbird said, you know I watched it, Challz. I know you watched Thunderbirds as a kid too. Facts and facts. The Wild Wild West said Team America was amazingly hilarious. Bing said, I trust Kendrick and Dave. All right, say less. You missed it when they said it was a musical. Yeah, they said it in the thing. I don't know who was being told that, but yeah. Matt and Trey is wild, and I'm here for it. Whatever they put out, it's going to be classic. All right, so let me get back to the video.
Towards other countries in so many different ways. Like how different countries are subtly portrayed with lazy stereotypes.
Bagala! Muhammad Jihad! La Durka Durka! Muhammad Jihad! Bak, Dirk Dirk Allah. Durka Durka. Muhammad Jihad. Haka Sherpa Sherpa. Bakala.
And once again, They set their sights on some of the biggest names in Hollywood and made sure to clown as many of them as possible.
When Team America came out, I saw it like 5 or 6 times. That's a movie that nobody in Hollywood wanted to be referenced in. Because they skewered everybody.
This kind of deeper meaning type storytelling falls right in line with how Kendrick likes to create his work. He likes to leave all sorts of details for people to catch on to later. It has to be something you're going to live with for a long time.
I like to put a lot of different things and you know, word plays and messages in my music because I want it to live further than 2 weeks. We take it, we listen to it, and we move on, but I want it to live for the next 20 years. So you have to listen to it over and over and over again, you know, to fully understand.
The beauty about Matt and
I think that's what most of us appreciate about Kendrick's music is you do have to listen to it over and over again to get it. It's not fast food. It ain't something that you can decipher really quickly. I'm still hearing stuff on Mr. Morale and all that stuff. Damn, all that stuff. You still have to listen and you're still going to catch things years later, right? And I think that's why most of the people that are in this chat are Kendrick Lamar fans for the most part, right? Because you want something that's going to have some meat and potatoes, and it's going to, I like stuff that challenges me, and I like to hear different sounds like I didn't hear the first time. It may be something real low in the background, and you may hear it on the 20th listen, and a bar may hit you differently on the 20th time you hear it. And it's just a different kind of style that we cling to as more elevated, right? When your mind is elevated, you kind of want to be challenged a little bit.
Trey's work is they make what they genuinely enjoy, and somehow it turns into a hit every time. Naturally, because of the nature of their show South Park, they constantly clash with the studio about what they weren't allowed to do or say. If they were told they couldn't do something, then they'd change it into something much worse.
The roughest days, I mean, Paramount, it was just, you know, there's just a lot of miscommunication and a lot of things like that they just assumed that we would be okay with, and then we'd be like, no, we're not doing that.
It was really, they really had an attitude of like, we know how to do South Park, not you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you know, so.
What? And so they got really angry, right? And threatened to sue us and everything.
They're infamous for their letters to the studio, which basically are always telling them if they stop interfering, they'll make them all the money in the world.
We have figured out a way to make this video work. It's our formula for success. Cooperation plus you doing nothing equals success.
After the success of South Park, they did their puppet movie Team America. Then they created a Broadway musical called The Book of Mormon, which became a crazy hit and has grossed over $1 billion worldwide, making...
I did not know, and I know this is going to sound silly, I did not know they did The Book of Mormon. I believe that was in the play, we did a season run of plays, and I believe that play was in that season run. I did not know, I know I sound ridiculous, but I didn't know that was their movie.
And one of the most successful Broadway shows in history.
Their Broadway show, sorry, that was their show.
This has been the scene outside the Eugene O'Neill Theater since March as people line up for the Book of Mormon. It has already grossed $32 million, is sold out for the next 5 months, and probably will be for years to come.
Most recently, they signed a 5-year $1 billion deal for South with the people that are also behind this movie.
You are the 2 wealthiest comedians in the world.
That's not true. Trump is a comedian.
Well,
And he's definitely richer.
He might be richer.
Because they have all this leverage at Paramount, this group is able to do things which normally would never fly. Paramount isn't in the business of making original movies currently, especially a crazy movie about slavery that doesn't have a big movie star to put people in seats. This is the kind of movie they would send straight to streaming services. In fact, they try to stop it from going to theaters like they've done with their other movies recently, but Matt and Trey were not going for that. The latest update we got for the movie was Paramount now has to put it in theaters, and they will do so with closed eyes and gritted teeth.
Now, okay, so let's talk about that part, about the movie. Now, what they're doing a lot of time, some of these studios, gang, I'm just gonna be honest, they sabotage movies. They'll put them out kind of like they did with, I think it was Wonder Woman. was it Wonder Woman and another DC movie where they're putting them out and then putting them for on demand at the same time and stuff like that because they're scared to lose money and they don't want to risk it being a dud. So some of these some of these studios will sabotage your movie. And I believe one of the actors is suing the movie, the movie company, the studio that put the movie out because they put it out too fast. It may be Suicide Squad or one of those really big movies. One of the actors is suing the movie studio because he says they sabotaged it and they said that they wouldn't put it out and they did it. Oh, I think it was Black Widow. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it may be what's her name is suing. But they do that. So that's something you just got to watch out for. They may do that with this. If they're this intrepid about releasing it and this scared to take the risk, they may drop that thing on demand really quickly to try to catch the wave of it before it loses its steam. Let's see though.
This film makes them nervous. They're most probably doubting it'll do well at the box office, but they literally have no choice.
A couple of the movie projects we're working on, they have to be shown in the theater and they have to be premiered there because they have to be seen in a collective experience. It is the best way to see it. But what I'm saying is like, it's a way you can't lie, right? People are going to show up to the theater. And that's one of the ways that theater is a much more honest thing than streaming. I really, really don't believe anything I hear about what's a hit on streaming at all. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, almost conspiratorial. Like, I just don't believe it at all. Netflix has a $70 million movie on every week. And then you hear about it, it's gone 3 days.
Right.
Like, screw that. Like, that sounds terrible. Like, I don't know. And I'm not talking about money. I'm just talking about, like, that just sounds terrible, you know? Right. That's just like
So what he's talking about is first of all, they don't really give you the numbers. Like he can't say what the movies do and don't do because Netflix is one of the most tight-lipped companies out there. They're really not giving you their streaming numbers. So you can't say if the movie even really got watched or not. And Netflix drops a lot of movies. And what he's saying is he doesn't want to get buried. And he wants to know if people went and saw it, right? He wants to see the impact of the movie. Big, small, big, good, bad, or indifferent. He wants his movie to be seen in a good old-fashioned movie house with a good old-fashioned crowd, getting that reaction. And you can't do that if it's on Netflix, is what he's trying to say. Him and Quentin Tarantino got the same kind of mind state when it comes to putting out film. They want their film on the big screen the way you're supposed to see it. And some stuff you just have to see it that way. And that's just par for the course. And they want their projects to be presented as well that way.
Terrible fate for something that you care about.
They wouldn't be able to do all of this without these two being a part of it. So you see how this is a perfect partnership for Kendrick and Dave. It means they can create exactly what they want without their creativity being stifled. A rapper that has never been in a movie and only has one TV appearance under his belt. There's no way any studio would have greenlit this project without the names that are behind it. But can Kendrick Lamar take on this role and actually do it justice?
Oh, that's easy, Carl. I can do that.
In 2018, Kendrick made his TV debut on an episode of Power.
My nigga.
He had people very impressed by his performance, even though it was short.
You recently had Kendrick Lamar guest star on Power.
He picked a pretty tough character to play for his first character.
What makes it?
I'm going to be honest. I liked his character. I said that earlier and I'm going to say it again. I liked his character on there. I thought it was very different. I thought he took a real serious chance because people could have clowned him for that. But his role on Power was, I thought it was an interesting stretch for him to play.
Special.
Well, I think that he's willing to challenge himself.
Do you expect to see more of Kendrick on?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And he just did a little thing on Power.
I read about that. It said he was really great.
He was really
well, he's
good.
unbelievably talented. The guy is
talented.
After watching him on his episode of Power, I am even
more mega fan. So remember I told you, he's gonna be like the next Will Smith, kind of like, he's amazing in every way.
When speaking about this appearance, he was...
Now let's dive into that. So Dot didn't attempt to be the next Will Smith. That's why he's not that. But if he had put his mind into it, and he's still young enough to do that, right? He can literally make this move and do what Pac was doing and start to really take the acting really seriously. He could get away from rap for 3 years, 4 years, and just do movies, which sounds like that's what they're going to try to do. Now, this one took a long time to get off the ground, let's just be honest, but it's his first one, right? And it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. It's 2 years in the making, probably a little longer, right? By the time we see it. So we're going to see if he really has the chops, but I think he's focused enough to do anything he put his mind to.
Adamant about challenging himself, not just doing a cool cameo that doesn't require much like how artists usually do it.
I got a call from 50 and he said you wanted to be on the show. And I said, well, what do you want to play?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you said to me?
Drug abuser, laces, a hothead. It's just a character that I know. I don't want to be something that people will predict or know. I want to be something out of the ordinary. That's what gives me the drive and it gives me the hunger, just challenging and curiosity and wondering, damn, can I really kill this? You know, this is far beyond me, or can I really connect to this, you know, character emotionally?
The film has always been embedded in his language. Good Man City was labeled a short film on the cover. The video for These Walls was a black comedy, and it unfolds like a sketch. He has always been pulling from cinema, which is something he has always had a great passion for. In 2015, Don Cheadle, the actor, tried to cast Kendrick in his Miles Davis film. He wanted him to play a character that ended up getting portrayed by Lakeith Stanfield.
I had wanted him, and he was someone that I had thought about casting in my movie that I did, Miles Ahead, and have him play the role of Junior. And we talked about it for a long time, and he said, I don't think I'm ready to do that.
To him, it wasn't some sort of vanity metric to say he was in a movie. If he's going to do it, he's going to do it right. Though Don Cheadle couldn't get him in the movie, he was still able to perform alongside Kendrick in the DNA video.
And, you know, to talk about acting, like when we shot that video, Kendrick was so, like, with it. You know what I mean? He was so, like, between takes, you know, in our part of the video, he's handcuffed to the table and he's, you know, doing his whole stuff in cuffs, and we cut and they would go to take the handcuffs off and he'd be like, no.
In character.
He's in character. He stayed in them the whole video. I was like, does he know that he doesn't have to leave these on when the camera's off? He's like, no, he's dead, like, really committed. And
for years, he was preparing, learning from the greats like Don Cheadle, aka the original Kung Fu Kenny. He wanted to know how stories were structured, how characters were written, and how great films actually worked.
He had called me up one day and he's like, what are you doing? And I kind of took a screenshot of when I was writing the movie, and I had all these 3x5 cards laid out on the counter, and he's like, what is that? I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to figure out what scenes go where and how to organize that. He's like, why would you do that? And we were on the phone for an hour with him just so curious and so inquisitive about the writing process and how it works and how do you prepare this and why would you move that scene there? I was like, wow, this dude's just a curious, he's just a very curious dude. I did Kendrick a lot.
In this interview, you can see.
That's how you know he's going to take this serious. That's how you know that this is not going to be something he jumps in. I feel like quite a few rappers, especially in the late 90s, early 2000s, a lot of rappers jumped into acting because they could. And the studios were using them to make a quick buck, right? Some of them got better. Some of them were awful, right? Some of those rappers were awful. And they gave rappers that act, they gave them a bad name. Even Will Smith said he was terrible when he first started, because that's a craft. You have to learn that as a child. And you don't have to learn as a child, but if you're young and you go 18, 19, 20 years of your life and you never set foot in a production and then you try to jump into one, it might not work. Sound like he's going to do the work and he's not going to jump into a role just because he can. And that's going to mean a lot when it comes time to perform. I think he's going to do well.
Don was about to say Kendrick really wants to make movies, and then he quickly stops himself.
It was great, and he really wants to, and he just did a little thing on Power.
Action.
Many Many of the people around him speak about his approach to discipline and preparation. He's always prepared, like DJ Head says, and he won't be any different for this endeavor.
Dot is in shape year-round. He's one of the most prepared individuals I know.
He knew he wasn't ready 10 years ago, and he took all this time to prepare and to learn from the greats. The same way Will Smith called on to him for advice about his music, I'm pretty sure Kendrick has called on to him and others while preparing for this project.
I called Kendrick and Jay-Z before I started writing. Kendrick was like, you have to say that thing that you've always been terrified to say.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but for the last 5 to 7 years, Kendrick...
I'm not going to say nothing about Will Smith. I'm going to leave that alone. About his rapping, because he asked Kendrick advice about the album.
surrounded himself with more actors, filmmakers, and people in Hollywood. Looking back now, that probably should have been the first sign that he was serious about becoming an actor. And honestly, once you start looking back at his work over the last few years, the signs are everywhere. Almost everything he's done since Mr. Morale has had some kind of actor involved, or it's had some sort of cinematic influence. It really feels like him and Dave were quietly sharpening their storytelling abilities before taking on something this massive.
What did you say to the lady in the parking structure?
You took my damn parking spot.
I told her I didn't take your damn parking spot.
And how did that make you feel, reacting that way?
I felt decent.
How come?
Because I did take her parking spot.
First of all, I am one of the people that like the Mr. Morale era, right? I'm one of them guys. I like this video. I like her. I like a lot of stuff she did. I don't know if y'all saw that show she just was in with Pierce Brosnan. I think it's called Mobland. Crazy show. Like, I think it's called Mobland. I could be wrong, but the show that she's in is dope. And I like her work. And for her to be giving Kendrick such high praise, it means a lot, right? It means that he really does his job. He's doing it the right way. For her to even sit with him and be in the video, she doesn't have to do that. She's not gaining any cool points with rappers. She don't need that. So she did it out of respect for him. I like this video. What was this? Count Me Out, I believe it was, off the Mr. Morale. One of my all-time favorite projects, and possibly one of my favorite Kendrick albums. Top 3 of Dot albums is Mr. Morale. But I'm just that. That's me. That's my type of thing. It is what it is.
You play the therapist
Yes,
there,
yes.
and it's really good. He's so
Well,
great.
he's a genius. He's his own kind of incredibly, impressive creative force, and he's the real deal for sure. He asked me to participate, and of course, he's the kind of artist that I particularly love. That sort of very uncompromising, very serious artist.
Mr. Morale, this is Helen Mirren, and I'll be guiding you through this performance.
Helen Mirren.
You've been in your comfort zone for over 1,855 days. You had to get out eventually.
He had Tessa Thompson interview him during the screenings for We Cried Together. In this interview, he revealed he wanted to capture the writing and the cinematography first. In fact, he hadn't even planned to put it on the album.
I swear I'm tired of these emotional ass, ungrateful ass
Get the
bitches,
fuck out.
unstable ass, confrontational ass, dumb bitches, wanna bring a nigga down, even when I'm trying to do right. We can go our separate ways right now, you can move on with your life.
They actually held limited theatrical screenings specifically to qualify for the Oscars. We also have to look at the team he's built around him.
I can't sit here and say it's all me, because these are people that are just as passionate and want to see us win.
Adam Newport-Berra is one of the elite cinematographers working today. He's the person responsible for the visual language of The Bear, Euphoria, and The Studio, amongst many other shows. He's been working with Kendrick and Dave since 2020 across music videos.
So, The Bear, Euphoria, and the other show he just named, those are 3 great shows. I highly recommend all those shows. Well, the new season of Euphoria hit different, right? It didn't jive like it was the other ones did. But the Bear, they're about to shoot the last season of The Bear. The Bear is one of the best shows on television, right? When it first came out, I'm one of these guys that scours for shows. I'm that guy that like to be the first one to tell everybody, go in the chat, be like, yo, new show alert, da. So I sat and watched The Bear. I turned literally everyone I know onto The Bear. No one knew about that show. I watched the show soon as it dropped, just to see, because I was like, that looks interesting. I started texting everybody, you gotta watch The Bear. You got everybody. And when people came to my house, I'm like, you're gonna sit down and watch this first episode. I was making people watch The Bear. I'm just gonna be honest. And that's a great show. So if he's dealing with people, a guy involved with that, the creation of that, it's a very good
now
one.
this movie.
They came to me with a really specific vision for what they wanted to do, and I kind of just felt like I got it right away. Kendrick and Dave always want to push it and change and shapeshift, and that's part of Kendrick's work, is always evolving and changing. But that's what's incredible about him, is that no matter what he does, it still could only be him behind it.
Jake Schreier, who directed Marvel's Thunderbolts, has spoken about going with PGLang to IMAX to study filmmaking.
You know, something that happened during the pandemic was I was shooting these music videos, and they were these like long Wonder videos. I did one for Baby Keem and did one for Kendrick, and you know, we had this time on our hands, and we went with those guys at PGLang down to IMAX headquarters because we all got to watch Tenet there together. And then we actually got to have this great experience of like those music videos and the way they were filmed, and they're all in a wonder and these really spacious environments. Like we made IMAX versions of those videos and got to watch them, and those are in the full 4:3 aspect ratio.
An important thing to note is this isn't just any comedy. This is a Mad Stone and Trey Parker comedy. That's a very specific type of humor, and naturally people are wondering whether Kendrick can actually pull this off as a lead actor. But interestingly enough, people around him have been hinting for years that he's secretly hilarious in real life.
I think we take him too seriously as an audience.
Nah, for sure. If you isolated him in a room with two comedians, I think he'd be the funniest person.
And he's a funny dude. Like you guys.
I don't think anyone would think that, because all of us on the outside have no idea. It seems very
silly as they're all silly.
He's actually hilarious. In real life. I heard he's a funny guy.
He's hilarious.
Like, that is some shit. I mean, he gonna clown you all day. I didn't have to stop this nigga from fighting on tour buses. This nigga is funny. He got 1,000 jokes.
For me and for my partners that's been around me since 2005, 2006, like my brothers, they know my personality. They know my capabilities, even when it wasn't presented to the public at first.
We've seen little glimpses of it over the years, like when he prank called J-Rock on the radio.
106, who's this?
Hello, J-Rock?
Yeah, this J-Rock, what it do?
I love the album you've been putting out.
Man, I appreciate that, baby.
Oh, you know I like him. You know I like him tall, dark, and handsome now.
Oh, you like him tall, dark, and handsome?
I love him. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I get the album real quick, because every time I bump the album, I love it.
Stuff like that reminds you Kendrick actually has a weird, goofy side that he usually keeps hidden from the public. Even his childhood friend Mac has talked about this before.
Doc, for some reason, it just kind of got reduced down to this.
Yeah.
People think he is.
Yeah. That's what makes it funny.
Yeah, he's fucking funny.
Stupid.
He's an ignorant motherfucker. So it's like,
it's like when I be saying all that militant shit, I be like, man, this nigga bullshit. When I see that,
no, this nigga is a motherfucking riot.
For real though.
Like non-stop.
This role gives him an opportunity to flex an entirely different creative muscle. The thing that made me sit up straight when I first started digging into this project wasn't Kendrick. It wasn't Trey Parker or Matt Stone. It was when I found out the screenplay was written by a man named Vernon Chatman.
Who the fuck are you?
Vernon is a very special, peculiar character. He writes for South Park and Jackass. He's worked closely with Chris Rock and Louis C.K., someone who's widely considered one of the greatest stand-up comedians to ever do it.
I get a lot of press for doing everything by myself, but I really don't. I just take all the money and the credit. This is Vernon Chatman. Really important.
He has created a bunch of shows for Adult Swim that are unlike anything else on TV. The one that really anything else on TV shows you who Vernon is, and personal favorite out of Xavier, Renegade Angel.
You out to feel. And what you call monkeys? Wiggers. Well, I caught this wigger staring soft at my missus. You've broken wind.
A realist dark comedy about a man who wanders through the world trying to solve everyone. making everything worse everywhere he goes.
Is that harassing you? Or would you prefer her ass in you?
I'm her protectorate. She owes her life to me, and now I'm her soul slave. That's good. Let me write that down. Write that down.
There's no real coherent plot. There's no clear story arc. It's just wild, out-of-pocket absurdity.
Welcome to the U.S. Army. How can I help you?
I need some of that disease you guys invented.
AIDS.
That's the spice.
Here. Someone left this in the lost and found.
Futada.
But underneath all that chaos, Xavier is actually a show about philosophy and spirituality. Vernon has said he made it as a warning about the dangers of getting too deep into spirituality. But the first few times you watch it, you don't get any of that. You're just sitting there, confused.
We've just been a little depressed since he died.
A dead child is like pudding. The proof is in the fact that he probably looked like pudding when he got hit by that car. And I think it's time you be putting his chocolate memory to rest.
Most recently, he made a stop animation show called The Shivering Truth, which somehow is even weirder than Xavier. His partner on the show described his work like this: Vernon writes the best surrealist and most hilarious material. You laugh when you're scared. It's unsettling and psychedelic simultaneously.
So he writes these crazy things and I read them like he just gave me the biggest cake to eat. I love scripts that make my mind expand and make me feel a little crazy. That's the kind of writer Vernon is, and it's my favorite kind of writer.
So when I found out that this very strange but deeply gifted man, wrote the screenplay for a movie starring Kendrick Lamar, and it's directed by Trey Parker, that's when I knew this is not going to be a normal movie. That much is guaranteed. Now we can get into the specifics of the movie. It's an ensemble comedy with Kendrick acting as a slave reenactor, which is the main character. His love interest is acted out by Chloe East, who killed it in that movie Heretic. Trey Parker is directing the movie, and he also acts as the mayor of the town. Another person that is rumored to be in the movie is Mark from RDC, which isn't far-fetched because of his relationship with Kendrick.
Kendrick had followed me on Twitter, and then we was talking on messages, and he was like, "Hey man, let me get your number. I want to give you a video out there real fast. Me and my homies think it'd be funny." And I was like, "I bet." He said, "I'm gonna FaceTime you one day this week."
One of the people I spoke to who was on set told me Trey Parker was having a blast while he was directing, and they were all laughing their asses off. They reassured me again that there will be a lot of people angry at this movie. They also explained one of the scenes they were in, what was happening, and exactly what they were doing. But of course I can't say because that'll be snitching on the person. But let me be the one to tell you, this movie is wild. Whatever you think wild is, think wilder. Another person said that whilst the movie was very funny, they were not sure that the story and the jokes would do well for a whole movie. They said that at times it felt very much like the skits on SNL. Maybe that's the reason the movie was delayed twice and did not get released when it was supposed to. At first they blamed the delay on Kendrick going on tour and not having enough time to do press and promote the movie. But the truth is, he and Dave decided a lot of the movie had to be reshot and rewritten. They felt what they were seeing during the editing process wasn't good enough.
No, nigga. No. No. No!
After they announced that the movie was being delayed again, word from an insider was that the script had changed significantly. The film that was substantially different from the thought of making.
Let me just interject right here. Rewrites are normal and changing reshoots are normal. That's something that happens. Now, they must have really looked at it and thought they had to reshoot and rewrite a lot because it's been delayed for quite some time at this point. They started this thing during the pandemic, but allegedly, right? But feels like they're getting closer to it. But it seems, like I said, the reshoot, that stuff isn't necessarily to say it was trash. But if you got a long ass hour and a half movie that feels like a bunch of disconjointed skits, yeah, you might want to go back to the drawing board and start over. I don't know why this thing don't want to start. We'll see. Let me find out this shit froze. We was almost to the end. I think we had like 1 minute left, gang, like that ass. Let me see something. Let me refresh this.
Now this could be...
All right, there we go.
They felt what they were seeing during the editing process wasn't good enough.
No, nigga. No. No. No.
Was being delayed again. Word from an insider was that the script had changed significantly. The film that exists now is substantially different from the film they started making. Now this could be either a great thing or a very bad thing. There are plenty of productions that fell apart in the last minute changes, and projects that lost their original vision in the chaos of rewrites. But then there's also instances like the movie Hangover, which went through a complete last minute rewrite. They didn't have a lot of time to do it, and it still became one of the defining comedies of its generation. Significant changes don't automatically mean something is wrong. Sometimes it means the people in charge of the project to want to make something better.
Me and Dave, we sit in the trenches all day. High power video, 16 motherfucking hours. I don't give a fuck how much budget we got. $1,000. Edit that bitch to death.
Kendrick definitely challenged us. Like, it was one of those moments where it's like, you come to him with an idea and we're like, this is what we can do this, and he's like, we can save money if we do this, and he's like, nah, you know.
We always have a certain template to follow, and that's to die by it, double down on the idea, and die by it. It's the idea, and we don't give a fuck if that shit, we gotta have the imperfections to get to it. It'll never be perfect.
I think him just really pushing the envelope on us and making sure that we understood, like, you know, this is not something that we can just redo. You know, I think that was a really important element.
You can bet they came to a few clashes with the studio over putting more money into reshooting a lot of this movie again. I think also the story is something they need to get right. At the end of the day, it is about the black experience, and it needs to be told properly. This could be another reason Trey and them teamed up with PGLang. This is a topic Kendrick has addressed before, and they need somebody who understands it, but most importantly, someone who is able to execute on it. Just because of the outline of the story, a lot of people are going to be looking at it sideways, so it has to be done properly. Most importantly, storytelling is a big part of what Kendrick and Dave do. It can't just be a funny comedy movie. They want to say something meaningful the way they always do, especially with the specific topic of slavery and the history of America. They also don't want to make a movie that will come and go. They are aiming to make something that people will go back to years later, something that has a lot of impact.
Shout out to PGLang. Make some noise with PGLang. That's my team, man. It's 30 incredible individuals. We are doing something that will long live the culture. You know, from a music standpoint, from a creative standpoint, fashion, film. I can't wait to see what happens next. I know what's gonna happen next.
Dave Free has spoken about this in his latest interview. The idea that storytelling has to help people, it has to change something, it has to latch onto someone. They named their new company Project 3 because of the 3 pillars of storytelling: the beginning, middle, and end. They're not just making a funny movie, they're making a comedy that also focuses on race and social commentary. The question is whether they can land all of that at once. Whether funny and heavy and weird and still meaningful can coexist within a film. This makes everything so much harder, and is possibly the reason it's taken so long to complete.
It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of creative individuals. I can't sit here and say it's all me, because these are people that are just as passionate and want to see us win, but also want to put out something that lives a long, long time. And with Dave's creative mind, it's just, he's insane, man. That dude is like Basquiat in so many different fashions.
This movie seems to be a really tough challenge, but as we've seen with these guys, they love to challenge themselves and rise to the occasion. There's a good chance it doesn't turn out good, but if anybody can do it, it's this group of creatives. The trailer will be out in the next few months, and when it does, I think only then will people understand what this movie will be and why it took so long.
So gang, that's the entire episode. Salute, I want to say shout out and salute to Geek About It. That is the video that Geek About It did about the movie Whitney Springs. That is a deep dive. He deserves all the credit and all the kudos for a solid, absolute solid watch. Very informative, very thought-provoking. head on over there and just throw a like on it if you want to watch it again. Show the channel some love. Follow it. Is a very good channel. Like I said, the channel's called Geek About It, and they put a lot of work into that video and other videos. So salute to them for that. Salute the Dot for being fearless, because even the topic itself is going to be tough. It's going to be they're going to try to go at this man's neck with this, and they're really going to probably like hate bomb the reviews. It'll probably get a whole bunch of thumbs down before it gets even off the ground because of the just hate bombing. But for the most part, most of us going to go in and put the thumbs up. And I would love for them to be able to drop this and get real solid feedback from people who really watched it. You know what I mean? And get their real opinion, not this, because it's because it's this. It's going to be a lot of that. We could guarantee. But at the end of the day, these guys are going to work so hard to make sure that this thing is funny, right? We just saw what was a Scary Movie, knock it out the park, do 10 times more than the budget. So hopefully this is successful, so we can get more people to try new things and try different things and get Dot out of the studio a little bit and get him into some really good creative processes that will see him come and do something different. You know what I mean? And Miss Tiny is right. The odds are going to hate it, but you still got to do what you got to do. And I respect them for taking something challenging. They could have just did a concert movie, right? They could have did something real simple. And this is really going to catch a lot of flack. It's going to be some people who don't want to hear jokes about slavery. It's going to be some people who don't want to hear no jokes about a white girl and a black guy. They don't want to hear none of that. It's going to be some people who's going to hate this off the top just because it's Kendrick or just because the subject matter. So they got to really come correct with this. And I think hopefully they're going to do a good job. The team that they amassed has already done a lot of good work, right? Elevated Gamer said, when the racists figured out the deeper meaning of sinners, they hate bombed that. So you already know they're going to do that for this movie before it even comes out. That is a fact. So gang, listen, I appreciate you guys. This is like watching it with the family, gang. We just hung out and watched this and had a good time, had a good conversation. The chat was good. The mods were good. Something happened in the chat. I don't know what y'all did, but someone said that was a mistake. I don't know what y'all got going on in there, but I appreciate the mods. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in, and I'm excited about the movie. And I will be going to see this in the theater. I'm just a theater guy. I like seeing stuff in the theater. I got away from that with the pandemic low key, but I was still going in the pandemic here and there. But I will be going to see this. And like Poet said, I trust anything Kendrick puts out to be worth watching at least once. So here it is, man. That's going to be Kendrick's new movie, Whitney Springs. It looks good. I apologize for the choppiness. I think that was only about 5 minutes. I might edit that out later or something, or we'll see what happens. But I think it was less than 5 minutes, all right? So I appreciate you guys locking in with me. Hopefully it wasn't too bad, right? When you go live, things happen, right? Things happen and everything don't always go smooth. But hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this with me, because I enjoyed watching it with you, all right? And listen, I'm going to be up tomorrow morning locking in with another episode of This, That, and the Third Morning Show. Tap in with me. Hopefully I'll be up 8 o'clock full ready to go, all right? So we got to get a good night's sleep and get prepared for that. I already know I'm going to be talking about Kendrick. He signed that deal. He did that. He did something with the NBA players, and I'm going to talk about that in the morning, all right? So, guys, get some sleep. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. And, yeah, man, I had a good time, man. And head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. Wednesday nights, 9:15, 9:30, we go live on the West Show, BTJ and Fliz. We might not be going tomorrow night. I will let you know. May have to go attend a wake or something like that. I'm not sure yet, but I will let you know. Also, we got a new video called Peanut Butter Tim's. Tap in. That's on my page. Lock in and let me know what you think of that video. Get in the comments. Share it. All right. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe, gang. I am out of here. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side.